Hi everyone, it's Lauren here. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to put together the base for the wallet album. Right now this is a class we're offering for this Halloween market wallet. So today I'm going to show you how to put the base together. When I was making this wallet, I was inspired by Annette Green. She is who came up with the design for the base of this. So thank you to her. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how I cut apart the paper and the measurements. So you're going to start with 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper. Now the one that comes in our Halloween kit is a thicker black cardstock. I chose to do it on this lighter paper just so you could see all my markings a little bit easily. So on one of the 12 by 12 papers, you're going to cut it into 4 separate pieces, and that's going to be a 7 by 12 piece, 2 5 by 5 3/4 pieces, and then you will have a scrap left over. So that's going to be how we're going to divide up the first 12 by 12 sheet of paper. The second one will be cut into 7 pieces. We're going to have 2 7 3/4 by 5 pieces, 2 4 by 5 pieces, and we're going to have 2 scraps left down here and 1 skinny scrap on the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart. We'll start with this one here that has that large 7 by 12 piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And trim off the scrap. You can save your scraps of the black cardstock to match your sentiments if you choose to. Okay, so out of our first 12 by 12 sheet, we'll end up with 1 7 by 12 and 2 5 and 5 3/4 pieces. Out of our second piece, I'm going to cut my 7 3/4 by 5 pieces. And then I'm going to cut my 4 by 5 pieces. I'm going to trim off the scrap first just because I already have mine marked up. And then we'll be left with 2 4 by 5 and 2 7 3/4 by 5 pieces from that second piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So that's all we need for cutting. Next we're going to move on to scoring. So just to show you again, we have 1 7 by 12, 2 5 by 5 3/4 pieces, 2 4 by 5, and 2 7 3/4 by 5 pieces. So for scoring, we're going to start with that 7 by 12, largest piece. This is going to be the main part of our base. This piece we're going to score 4 times. The first one is going to be 3 1/4. Now this paper that I'm using is just scrap paper that I had laying around, so it's pretty thin, but the cardstock that we've included in the kit for the Halloween Market wallet is pretty thick, so you may have to go over the score lines a couple times. The next score is going to be at 3 1/2. The third score is going to be at 8 1/2. And the last one will be at 8 3/4. So there we have our base scored. And again, it's 4 scores. One is going to be at 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 8 1/2, and 8 3/4. We're going to score the 7 and 3 1/4 by 5 pieces next. These will have 2 score lines. The first one is going to be at 1/2, and the second one is going to be at 3/4. And we're going to repeat the same on the other 7 3/4 by 5 piece. So we're going to score at 1/2, or 1/2, and 3/4. We're going to move on to the 5 by 5 3/4 pieces next. These are only going to score 1 time, and it's going to be at 1/2. So there's those two. The 5 by 5 3/4 pieces scored at the 1/2 mark. For the 4 by 5 pieces, we're going to score them at 1/2. And again, we're scoring this one at 1/2. So that is it for scoring. So next we're just going to assemble. So I'm going to start with my 7 by 12 piece. And I'm just going to fold on those score lines going inward. So it should create a little box like that. And like I said before, this paper that I'm using is just scrap I have laying around, so it's pretty thin. The paper you're using may take a little bit more to train it to fold on those lines, but that's okay. As Chris says, we will train the paper to see it our way. So this is what you're going to end up with. And we're actually going to turn it this way now. So this is the outer top and bottom flaps for our wallet. So the next step is to grab the 7 3/4 by 5 pieces, and we're going to fold those on the score lines. And again, you're going to end up with a little box area like that there. So to attach these, they're actually going to go onto the back of the base here. So I think it's easiest to flip it over. And then you're only going to apply adhesive into this 1/2 inch scored area. So I'm going to use score tape. I recommend using score tape because you're going to want a stronger adhesive for something that people are interacting with. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my adhesive on the inside of this one because it's going to stick to the back. So I think it's easiest to kind of turn this and just line this up here. Now you're not going to want to overlap any of those score lines. And there we have our first flap. I'm just going to repeat that with the other side. I'm going to flip it over, apply adhesive to the inside of this flap, right on the 1/2 inch scored area only. And again, I'm just going to line this up. Alright, so now we have our first couple flaps on here. So we're starting to see the wallet take shape. Next we're going to go and get the 5 by 5 3/4 pieces. Now these you're going to apply adhesive to the back side, only in that 1/2 inch scored area again. So we're going to fold that. And put our score tape on. So now this one is going to go on the inside of the base, and it's going to go right on top of this side of the base. You're not going to want to put it overlapping onto this flap. So I think it's easiest to turn it, kind of fold that up, and just line this up right on there. And we're going to do the same with this side. Now flip it over, put on our score tape or adhesive, whatever you're using. And again, we're just going to put this right on the inside, line it up with the base. So as you can see right here, this one you can see pretty good because it has that black marker. Oh, I ripped it a little. So it's just going to line up right with the edge here. So now we have this part of our wallet done. We have one more set of flaps to add. Now all of these overlap, these inside flaps. The next two that we're going to put on should not overlap. They should just meet in the middle. So it's the same process for these last two flaps. We're going to fold at that score line, apply adhesive to the back, just in that 1/2 inch scored area. And we're going to line it up there. I had it right the first time. And we're just going to line it up and layer it right on top. And we're going to do the last one. Same thing. Alright, and we're going to put our last flap on here. So we're going to turn it this way, fold that up a little bit, line it right up with the edge, and layer it right on top of that other piece. So now we have our completed base. These two should just meet at the middle. And the rest of these flaps should overlap. And there we go. That's how you put together the base for the wallet. I would like to point out, I did put my magnets on this, Halloween wallet, just because this chipboard witch isn't too heavy. In another project where we used this same wallet design, they had an embellishment on the front that was fairly heavy, so it held it down. But my magnets are right here and right here, just to help hold it together. So again, we are offering kits right now for this Halloween wallet. It will come with 2 12x12 sheets of paper, the black cardstock, and then all of these pattern papers will be cut for you already. And then you'll get a sheet of border strips that have all the sentiments and everything you need to make these belly bands and pockets. You also get a pack of the frame and tags, and you'll get your chipboard witch in the kit and the magnets. So if you're interested, they're available on our website, or you can give us a call. But that was a quick tutorial on how to throw together the base for the wallet. I think this is a really great one to learn, just because you could use this for any occasion. It doesn't have to be Halloween. You could throw Christmas paper or, you know, Valentine's Day paper, anything on here for any occasion, and it's a great design. So thanks again to Annette Green for coming up with this great wallet. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or give us a call or message us and let us know. Thanks again.